Are your houseplants wilting and struggling to survive? Discover the secrets to breathe life back into your green companions, even when all hope seems lost. Discover the secrets to breathe life back into your green companions, even when all hope seems lost. Welcome to Don't Do This Guide, your go-to channel for gardening tips and tricks that save you time and frustration. It breaks my heart to see a struggling plant, and I know you feel the same way about your leafy companions. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on our expert advice. Before we jump into remedies, let's play plant doctor and give your ailing houseplant a proper diagnosis. Just like a good physician, we'll start by observing the patient. Begin by examining the overall condition of the plant. Is it standing tall and proud, or is it drooping like a wilted daisy? Take a close look at the leaves. Are they a vibrant, healthy green, or are they yellowing, browning, or even falling off? Gently touch the soil. Is it bone dry, soaking wet, or somewhere in between? These are all important clues that will help us determine what's ailing your plant. Remember, every plant is unique, and what works for one might not work for another. That's why this initial assessment is so crucial. For instance, yellowing leaves can indicate overwatering, while dry, crispy leaves often signal underwatering. Drooping stems can be a sign of either too much or too little water, so it's important to consider the other symptoms as well. Don't be afraid to get up close and personal with your plants. Gently run your fingers over the leaves and stems, feeling for any bumps, spots, or sticky residue. These could be signs of pests, which we'll address in a later chapter. The key here is to be observant and take note of any and all symptoms your plant is exhibiting. The more information we gather, the better equipped we'll be to nurse your plant back to health. Remember, early detection is key when it comes to plant care. The sooner you identify a problem, the easier it will be to remedy the situation and get your plant thriving again. So take your time, be thorough, and don't hesitate to jot down any observations you make. Now that we've examined our patient, let's delve into the most common culprits behind their decline. Just like humans, plants have basic needs that must be met for them to thrive. When these needs aren't met, they begin to show signs of distress. One of the most frequent offenders is improper watering. Overwatering in particular is a common mistake, especially among novice gardeners. We tend to shower our plants with love in the form of water, but too much of a good thing can be detrimental. When a plant is overwatered, its roots sit in soggy soil, unable to breathe. This can lead to root rot, a serious condition that can kill a plant if left untreated. Underwatering, on the other hand, starves the plant of the moisture it needs to survive. Another common culprit is inadequate lighting. Plants need sunlight to photosynthesize and produce energy. When they don't receive enough light, their growth becomes stunted, and their leaves may turn pale or yellow. Pests are another nuisance that can plague our houseplants. These tiny critters can wreak havoc on your greenery, sucking the life out of leaves and stems. From aphids and mealybugs to spider mites and fungus gnats, a whole host of pests can infest our indoor gardens. Finally, we can't forget about the importance of proper nutrition. Just like us, plants need a balanced diet of nutrients to grow and thrive. Without the right nutrients, they become weak and susceptible to disease. Understanding these common causes of houseplant distress is crucial for effective revival. By identifying the underlying issue, we can tailor our treatment plan accordingly and give our plants the best chance of recovery. Now comes the rewarding part: nursing your plant back to health. Armed with the knowledge from our assessment and understanding of common causes, we can now select the most effective revival techniques. Let's start with repotting. If you suspect root rot from overwatering, repotting is often the best course of action. Gently remove the plant from its pot and inspect the roots. Healthy roots are white or tan and firm to the touch, while rotted roots are brown, mushy, and may emit an unpleasant odor. If you find rotted roots, use clean, sharp shears to trim away the affected areas. Choose a pot that's only slightly larger than the previous one, and use fresh, well-draining potting mix. Next, let's address pruning. Pruning away dead or dying leaves and stems allows the plant to focus its energy on new growth. Don't be afraid to prune. It's like giving your plant a much-needed haircut. Adjusting your watering schedule is crucial. If you've overwatered, allow the soil to dry out completely before watering again. You can test the soil moisture by sticking your finger about an inch into the soil. If it feels dry, it's time to water. For underwatered plants, a good soak is in order. Water the plant thoroughly until water drains from the drainage holes. Be sure to discard any excess water that collects in the saucer. In some cases, simply changing the plant's location can make a world of difference. If your plant isn't getting enough light, move it to a brighter spot. Conversely, if it's getting too much direct sunlight, move it to a location with indirect light. Remember, reviving a plant takes time and patience. Don't expect to see results overnight. Be consistent with your care, and your plant will eventually reward you with new growth. Now let's explore some simple yet effective DIY remedies that can give your plants an extra boost. Just like we enjoy a soothing cup of chamomile tea, our plants can benefit from natural concoctions. One of my favorite homemade fertilizers is compost tea. Compost is a gardener's best friend, teeming with beneficial microorganisms and nutrients. To make compost tea, simply steep a bag of compost in water for a few days, then strain the liquid and use it to water your plants. For pest control, a mixture of water and gentle dish soap can work wonders. Fill a spray bottle with water and add a few drops of dish soap. Spray your plants thoroughly, making sure to get the undersides of the leaves where pests like to hide. Neem oil is another natural insecticide that's effective against a wide range of pests. You can find neem oil at most garden centers. Mix it with water according to the instructions on the bottle and spray your plants. Beyond these remedies, routine adjustments to your plant care routine can make a world of difference. Regularly check your plants for signs of pests or diseases. Rotate your plants every few weeks to ensure they receive even light exposure. Dust your plants' leaves periodically to remove any dust or debris that can block sunlight and hinder photosynthesis. And don't forget to talk to your plants. While they may not understand your words, they appreciate the carbon dioxide you exhale. As the saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. This rings especially true when it comes to plant care. While we've covered how to revive ailing plants, the best approach is to prevent problems from arising in the first place. Regularly inspecting your plants is like a weekly checkup. Examine their leaves, stems, and soil for any signs of distress. Early detection is key to addressing issues before they escalate. Maintaining a consistent watering schedule is crucial. Overwatering and underwatering are two of the most common causes of plant death, so finding the right balance is essential. Remember, different plants have different watering needs, so it's important to research the specific requirements of your plants. Providing adequate light is another key factor in plant health. Observe how much light your plants receive throughout the day and adjust their placement accordingly. If you don't have enough natural light, consider supplementing with artificial grow lights. Feeding your plants is like providing them with a nutritious meal. Use a balanced fertilizer that's appropriate for your plant type and follow the instructions carefully. Over-fertilizing can be just as harmful as under-fertilizing. Finally, don't be afraid to repot your plants as they grow. As a plant grows, its roots fill the pot and it may become root-bound. Repotting into a larger container with fresh potting mix gives the roots room to spread out and access more nutrients. By following these prevention and maintenance tips, you'll create an environment where your plants can truly thrive. There you have it, simple yet effective ways to revive your dying houseplants. Remember, even the most wilted plant can often be brought back to life with a little TLC. Don't be discouraged if you've struggled with keeping your plants alive in the past. We all make mistakes, and gardening is a journey of learning and growth. With the tips and techniques we've covered, you'll be well on your way to becoming a confident plant parent. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share your own plant revival stories below.